Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 2nd. You start with this chop wood card and this milk and honey card. The milk and honey card kind of says, don't get high on your own supply, basically. It says, it's okay to enjoy yourself, but make sure you're not getting drunk on, the enjoyment, right? You have that chop wood card, which kind of says it's time to get to work in a lot of ways. Although what I will say is that this reading is already looking pretty decent. So we have the sun, which makes the whole entire reading more positive. And, the milk and honey card can just say that you are entering into a time where you are going to enjoy your life a lot more. I think that you're getting a little bit bored of the rules is what I feel here. With this right here, the Hierophant to the Eight of Cups to the Five of Swords, it seems to me like you're ready for like a new beginning, or you're looking to make a change. And I think that you're getting this isn't a bad thing. Like let me just say this, right? I think that sometimes we get frustrated in life, and this is how I feel. This is not what the Hierophant represents, but just like intuitively, I feel that some of you are getting frustrated with like something, whether it's like you're looking for a job. For some of you, maybe that I kind of see that here in this reading, and it's like you're not finding I feel like there's frustration because it's like you're not finding something that fits. I feel like something needs to fit here with the Hierophant. Like if I were to say what I feel about this card, I feel like something isn't fitting. The Hierophant is all about inside the box thinking, which can be good or bad, really. But I also feel like, but I don't feel bad about it. It's like there is a certain thing that you want in your life. Like maybe there's a job where you have certain skills that go inside the box, right? And it's like you want to fill that box. You want to use your skills. I don't know, very weird message. I've never had a message like that on the Hierophant. And it's like, but I think the frustration is like finding something or creating something or doing something where you can put all those things together, right? Does that make sense? Probably not, but there you go. You have the Justice card. Justice does say that you are going to balance this situation out. So again, that could say that you are getting justice in the sense that you are going to find something that balances you out, or you are going to find something that balances your skills out, right? So that would be good. I would also say that you have the sun, and the sun is the best card in the tarot. So it kind of says that the sun is shining on you. Intuitively, not to get too ahead of myself here, but we go Queen of Swords to the Five of Swords. If you are struggling to find something like a job that makes you happy or whatever, I feel like that Five of Swords is almost saying that you're not like taking a big enough risk. I feel that you should be going for something harder. Like sometimes I feel that in a reading where if you're struggling to find a job, it's like maybe you should try to get something that you're not exactly qualified for. It's like sometimes I think we can get jobs where it's like we have the qualifications, kind of, maybe, but maybe there are some that we don't have. And I feel this is saying like take the risk of getting something where you can learn as you go. Like sometimes I think it's a good thing to get a job or to start that business that is a little bit of a just a little bit of a stretch, right? And it's not saying that you can't do the job. It's just saying maybe there are some things you'd have to learn, or maybe there are some things that you would have to do, or maybe there's like a qualification that you would have to go and get. And I feel like the Five of Swords is saying like take the risk. Yeah, with the Hierophant, you have the Four of Pentacles inside the box, right? The Four of Pentacles, he is thinking about things from a limited perspective. He's holding on too tightly to what he has. And by holding on to something, he isn't opening himself up to more. He isn't kind of like making himself available to something that could be more. So the Four of Pentacles, sometimes it's like we have to release something that we think is providing for us to get something better. And, of course, I want to stress, I would definitely not just quit a job right now. If you have a job, I would start looking for something, get it confirmed that you're going to get the new job, and then quit, right? Of course, especially right now. But again, I think that it's time for you to kind of look for something better. You have the Eight of Cups right next to it. Eight of Cups says that you're not satisfied with what you're doing. And again, I'm speaking about work here because I feel like this is work, but it could be, any area of your life. With the Justice card, you have the Judgment card. Really good. Whenever we have justice and judgment, it's literally, this could literally be a legal situation where you are receiving a judgment, but it could also just say in life in general that things have not been just, and now you're kind of getting a judgment from the universe. And so I feel for a lot of you, you could be like, I wouldn't really say that this is a breakthrough, but I kind of feel that you are having a clarity breakthrough. Let's put it that way. We have the Queen of Swords right next to it, and the Queen of Swords is about seeing things clearly for the first time. So I kind of feel that the and not only that, you have the sun. The sun brings great clarity into our lives. The sun shines a light on what we need to pay attention to in life, so you could be getting clarity. With the sun, you have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is about being tactical. So it's funny that I said inside the box. It's like, I do think there is a need for a little bit of outside the box thinking. He is kind of going to war, but he is doing it in a different way. He is stealing those swords from the army in the background so that he can... so that they can't go to battle the next day, right? So he's kind of like going to war, but actually no one has to get hurt. There's a better way to do it. And so the Seven of Swords always says to me in a reading that there's probably a better way to do anything that you want to do, and you just have to look for it. So it's like, well, it's kind of weird. It's almost like there is something that is going to fit, like your skills or what you do. But I think maybe the approach on how you get it is going to be very different. So again, I would stay flexible. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Ponder card, and you also have this Calm card. I love this Ponder card because it looks like my logo, right? It even has the same colors as my logo as well. But yeah, I think that you should stay calm at this time, but I do feel it would be a great time for you to really, kind of like plan and think about what you want out of life. And I feel like that's what that Ponder card is saying. It's like saying it would be a great time for you to like slow things down and really imagine what you want for your future. You have the Eight of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. The Eight of Cups is about walking away from something that no longer serves you and walking towards something that hopefully does, walking towards something that's much more fulfilling. So even though it might not seem like it, I do feel that you are walking towards fulfillment. The thing about the Eight of Cups is he really doesn't know where he's going. He is walking away from those cups in the darkness, so he doesn't know if he's going to find something that he wants or, if he's going to get what he wants. The only thing that he does know is that the past no longer serves him or no longer can serve him, so he has to keep moving forward. You have the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is clarity. I do feel that there could be a lot of clarity coming in for you this week. So again, if things have not been clear, or if you haven't been sure like that your next step should be, I feel like the Queen of Swords is saying that you are seeing what your next step should be. I do feel like some of you are going to be making a bigger change than you think. You go to the World here, straight across, and so the World would represent completion. The World kind of represents ending one cycle and starting a new one. We go from the Fool to the World in the tarot, and then we start all over again as the Fool. So I kind of feel, but I just get this feeling that some of you are going to make a bigger change than you think. It's almost like, if you are looking for a job, for example, it's like maybe the only job you can find is like farther away. And so maybe you don't know it yet, but maybe you're going to end up moving, or maybe you're going to end up having to travel for work or something like that. It's definitely popping into my head. You have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is about using all your resources necessary to be very successful. So she is very resourceful, the Queen of Pentacles. She uses her resources for success. And so I think that you have a lot of resources. I'm pretty sure that I say this to you in every single one of your readings, Sagittarius. It's like you have a lot of resources. You have a lot of skills. Every Sagittarius I know does a million things, right? And so you probably have a lot of skills necessary to be very successful. I think that the hard thing for you right now is actually Jupiter in your opposite sign. Especially if Jupiter is in your 6th house, for example. It depends on when you were born. You're going to have to look at your own chart. It could be your 6th or your 7th, or it could be any house, depending on when you were born. But, especially if it's in your 6th house, then your work is definitely undergoing a change, but it's for the better. It's for expansion. This could also represent just an expansion in your resources. So if you've been struggling, this could be great for money. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Temperance card. Turning one thing into another is what I would say. So the Temperance card can represent you kind of trying to turn your situation around. With the Temperance card, we can turn a negative into a positive, or we can also turn a positive into a negative. Obviously, I would turn a negative into a positive if you can. And the Temperance is about creating that turnaround. It's also your card, so you're showing up in a very strong position. You can't make this up. With the Queen of Swords, you have the World. I knew that these two cards were connected. I was like feeling something about a change being bigger than you think. And again, this doesn't have to be something super dramatic or anything like that, right? But I do feel there is something that is going to be much bigger than you think, in the sense that it's going to lead you in a new direction. Or like I said, it could be a move with the World card. It could also just be that like maybe you've been working in a business doing like one thing, and you're about to get a new job, and it's going to be completely different. So definitely a big change. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Death card. I like the Death card showing up here. The Death card is about a major transformation. The Death card, this white rose on his banner, kind of represents the light at the end of the tunnel. So I feel for a lot of you, you're finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. You're finally kind of seeing that things can improve or get better. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Virgo card. It says details, details. It says you need to look at something more closely. What you need to know lies in the details. Definitely. I would pay attention to the details of what you're doing. You have this delicate rose. It says be willing to honestly say what you feel, no matter how terrifying it may seem. You know, a lot of people this week have had kind of like very similar messages about needing to tell the truth. And I like to remind people that that doesn't mean that you are lying, of course. It just means that sometimes we don't tell the truth in the sense that we have a job that we hate. And it's like maybe the truth is that we need to go find something else. So again, it's not saying you're lying. It's just saying that you need to live your truth. And a lot of you are clearly being drawn to do that. I would say, like, what do you really want to do? You know, especially, like, I feel like I'm talking to someone who is like changing jobs, or like maybe you've been laid off or fired or something like that. And it's like, what do you really, really want? You know, it's like sometimes I talk to people and they get laid off from a job, you know, in accounting, for example, but they hate it. And meanwhile, they're looking for like another accounting job, right? And it's like, yeah, but do you really want to do that? Or is there something else that would kind of fit your life much better and bring a lot more joy and happiness? And I don't know. I can't answer that question for you. Maybe you're a nerd and maybe you love numbers. So maybe accounting is right. But, you know, whatever it is, I think this is saying there's probably a way that you could be very successful, you know, doing something that would make you more happy. And I think that you need to look at the details. You have the Five of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Five of Cups. Five of Swords can represent separation or walking away from something. So, you know, again, that's what tells me that. And you also have the Eight of Cups. So I really feel that some of you have either already have walked away from something, or you're thinking about it, probably a job or probably your career. The Five of Swords encourages us to take a risk. I always say that, you know, the fives have very easy solutions, and the solution with the Five of Swords is to take a risk, is to do something risky, or to put yourself out there, to take the risk of doing something that you enjoy. You have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is about charging forward towards success. So the Knight of Swords wants us to charge forward towards success in some area of our lives. And I feel like the Knight of Swords would say it would be an amazing time for you to charge forward towards what you truly want and desire in your life. And that's exactly what I would do here with the Knight of Swords. I'm not getting traditional, like normally I'm not the biggest fan of the Knight of Swords, but I feel good about it in your reading. Normally I would say, like, don't rush. You know, he's rushing, he's being too hasty, he's like forcing this horse to run. You can see that horse looks very stressed out. I do feel a little bit of the stress. Like, I feel like you are a little bit stressed in the sense that you need something to happen, anything to happen. But I also feel that you are making quick changes. So it doesn't feel too bad to me. You have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups says there is abundance right behind you, right here, these two cups. When he turns around, not only does he get these two cups, but he gets this bridge in the castle as well. He's also grieving the loss of something that he no longer enjoys. So the story of this card is that he's lost his taste for wine. He doesn't even like it anymore. It once brought him joy, but it doesn't bring him joy anymore. And there's something better behind him. So again, I think that if you have lost something recently over the last few months or so, that there's something much, much better for you, but you need to like turn around and see it, or you need to get it, right? With the Five of Swords, you have the Justice card again. So again, this is the rebalancing of what you lost. So if you have lost something, or if you walked away from something, you know, it does look like the universe is bringing in justice, yes. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So clear your other card, right? So you show up twice. Actually, I'll show you right here. You show up twice in this direction. And, you know, whenever you show up as the major arcana version of yourself, it really puts you in a position of power and strength. It really allows you to get what you want from the reading. But I do feel you are creating a turnaround. Both cards can represent creating a turnaround. Do you know what else represents creating a turnaround is the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups, most people think of it as innocence and nostalgia, thinking about the past. But the Six of Cups can be a gift from the universe, and usually the gift we receive is a turnaround. So it looks to me like there's one big turnaround happening for you. With the Five of Cups, you have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands, card of conviction. It's about like knowing that you know that you can do something or create something in your life. So like the more you believe in yourself, the better with the Seven of Wands. And I would just practice, having that deep belief in yourself. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this new moon. It says beginnings on it. There you go. We have a new moon coming up as well. You have this moonlight serenade. It says change your tune. Yes. Again, temperance. You can focus on the positive or you can focus on the negative. So I would start thinking more positively with that change your tune card, because I think that there could be a lot of positivity coming in for you. And it probably is coming through some sort of new beginning. You have the Six of Cups, the World, and the Eight of Swords in the area of the good stuff. Again, I kind of feel more turnaround energy on the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups also says you need to tap into your inner child. I'll tell you something, is that I believe that jobs are going, I've been saying this since 2016. I think jobs are basically going away, right? And so I really encourage people to do something that brings them more joy, more happiness, something that's more playful. And I also encourage people to like start YouTube channels and things like that. And there's a reason for it, because jobs are going away. So again, if you want to set yourself up for the future, doing something more creative, or it doesn't even have to be YouTube. You could be starting a podcast. You could be writing a book. You could be starting a blog or something. Like I would develop some sort of skill that has to do with things that bring you joy, happiness, love, all those energies, because again, you're probably going to need it moving forward. You have the World card. The World is completion. The World also represents some sort of accomplishment. What I'm hearing here on this card for you is that you are going to feel accomplished this week. So again, I feel like it's a really good week. It's like maybe things have been rocky for a period of time for you, but I actually feel that you are going to feel like you've made a lot of progress this week, or that you've created opportunities for yourself. So, feeling very accomplished. You have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords and the good stuff would say that you're setting yourself free, which is great. The Eight of Swords is normally self-imposed restriction, but in the area of the good stuff, it would kind of say that you are finding a way to set yourself free, or you're no longer looking at things from only one point of view. It's like you're expanding your vision, or you are expanding how you look at things. With the Six of Cups, you have the Five of Wands. So 555, I think Gemini also had 555, your opposite sign, which is super interesting. But 555 is a big change, or a major change that's happening for you. But the Five of Wands is coming up in the good stuff. So again, this would say that you're standing out above the competition, which is great. If you're trying to get a job, or if you're trying to start something new, this could say that you're seeing better ways of doing things, or again, you're standing out amongst the competition. So you could be getting like a job or something like that. With the World card, you have the Six of Swords. Yeah, moving on to calmer shores. I think that you are focused on creating improvements in your life, and obviously that would be a good thing. The Six of Swords would also say that you are completely leaving something behind, and you're kind of like going into uncharted territory. So if you are making a change that is completely different than what you've been doing all along, then this would be a good thing. It's showing up in the good stuff. It's saying you're heading in the right direction. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Queen of Wands. Also could be you. The Queen of Wands is about kind of learning as you go. A lot of people get these energies of needing to learn as you go. So I would say if you're creating something, or working on something, or doing something with your life, this could say that you are doing something new. And just know, and didn't I say this earlier? I'm pretty sure I did on the Queen of Swords. I'm pretty sure that I said it looks to me like you are getting like a job that you're not qualified for, or you're going to have to learn as you go with. So that would definitely be confirmation that, if you're getting a job or starting something where you don't know all the details, that you will be perfectly fine. Yep, you have this vision card. I just said something about your vision needing to expand your vision, or I feel like it is expanding. It's like you're seeing other possibilities for your life, or maybe you are being enlightened to other possibilities, which I also think would be amazing. You have this resistance card. The resistance card is about pushing past resistance. One of my favorite books of all time, The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. And no, I'm not talking about The Art of War. I know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a completely different book, The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield, and which is totally different. But in that book, he says when we are closest to our goal, that's when we experience the most resistance. So, again, I think that resistance could actually say that you are very close to achieving your goal. You have this decision card. I feel like you're making a choice between your old life and your new life, and I would step into the new life. Again, it's like what's in the past is in the past, and there's new choices ahead of you. You have this adaptability card. You're a Sagittarius. I think Sagittarius is very adaptable. Sagittarius is able to adapt to new situations and things going on. So I would just keep doing what you're doing. I think you're going to be fine. And finally, you have this escape card. Yeah, it's like I kind of feel like you're setting yourself free in a lot of ways. I mean, you have the Eight of Swords. This could say that you are setting yourself free from things that have been keeping you stuck. Sometimes I think we think that we want a certain job. We have the job, then we leave the job, we get something else, and looking back, we realize how stuck we were. And so I kind of get the feeling that some of you are kind of like setting yourself free here. But this looks pretty good here, Sag. Definitely like some sort of big turnaround coming in for you. But thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.